So the first thing we want to do is just adjust our pictures. So if you remember what we did before is we use CSS, or we can actually write a width and height attribute into our image element that links our image. And we can say like, oh, I want the width to be 300 pixels, or I want to be, whatever size, right? That's not a good way of working, because what ends up happening is that it still loads up in the web browser as whatever size it is. They're still downloading the higher resolution image and then looking at a smaller one. So it makes your website slower. So you want to make them at the actual size that you plan on the user viewing them. So what we're going to do, what you want to do is this, have the website, open and ready. So right here is the site, right? So right here and right here are my images, okay? And these are the ones that I need to make adjustments to. So we're going to start right with the portrait here. Let me make this so it fits. We're going to start with the portrait here, and then we'll do the logo one in the next one, okay? So all we're going to do is we're just going to scale this. We're going to crop this, and then we're going to scale it down and just make general adjustments, okay? So what you want to do is go to your web browser and type in photop.com. And it's going to open up this little program here, and you can see if you've ever used Photoshop, it's extremely very similar to Photoshop. Will this close these out, or is this going to try and... No, it just makes them open up. Okay. See? Ads. Okay, so it's going to open this up. So then what you're going to do is just open up your file, right? So we'll just go up here and let's just do it this way. File, open. And then we're just going to open up that one image first. So I'm just going to navigate to my desktop. And then, I forget what this was called. Like where are you? Week 3, start. And just navigate to your images folder. And just go ahead and grab that picture. If you downloaded it from the first slider window, you can do it there. Okay. So first thing I want to do is, this isn't terribly cropped, but I got a bit more information on the left and right that I need. I just really need my face here. So I'm going to use this crop tool here. There's a lot of tools and I can't cover all of them. So we're just going to do very basic stuff. So I'm going to grab the crop tool here. And I'm just going to, it's this one here. It might be underneath. So if you click and hold, you'll see there's other tools. Just make sure it's the crop one. And you're just going to click and drag a window. And you're going to see you have these little squares. So you can adjust it after you do it if you're not like super happy with it. So maybe I'll just take a little bit off of here. And once I'm happy and I know it, I can hit this little check, or you can hit enter. So I'm just going to, I'll just hit the little check box. And boom. Now, what that did is the same thing as basically just cutting a picture. Like I have a photo, and I just cut the sides off of it. The next thing I want to do is I just want to make the general size of it whatever I want it to be. So I'm just going to go to Image, and we're going to go to Image Size. A little window will pop up, and then you just put what you want. So let's say I just want the height to be 300. So I'll do 300. Okay? And this should auto-update, and it did, so now it's 403. And this doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to type in 72 there for fun. Oh, that didn't. Can I undo that? All right, let's put this back to 300. Okay. So we'll do whatever, 301, blah, blah, blah. The rest of it's fine. We'll hit OK. Good. So that will just scale the image down. So now it is 301 pixels by 403 or something like that. So that's now the scale of it. And then what you might want to do, and this is just because this is a general photo, is you might want to just make some adjustments to it. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'll just show you where they are. So go to Image, Adjustments, and then you'll see there's all sorts of different options here. Okay, so brightness, contrast, exposure. If you want to like shift the color, you can do it here. Let's do exposure, because that'll kind of let me... so I can take it's a little bit bright. I should probably want a little bit bright. Let's do a little bit of this offset. And then we'll just go like that, hit OK. And then let's do image adjustments. And then let's do hue saturation. And then I can make it more saturated if I want, like get a little bit more colored. A little more color in there. And then I can shift the hue to make it more green or blue, but I'm going to leave it like that because that just kind of makes sense. Hit OK. Good. And then image adjustments, and I can make it black and white. There's all sorts of stuff in here, right? So vibrance is a good one. That's kind of like what we did with saturating it, but just a little bit better of a job. But you can make all sort of adjustments in there and have lots and lots of fun with it. If you want to do other things to it, you can actually go to filter. And these filters here do basically effects, right? So I could go to stylize, for instance. These are kind of the most obvious ones. And then you'll see like we could do, make it look like oil paint. And I'll click oil paint, or bring up this little window, and it will make it look like a painting. So you can play around with those too if you want. I'm not going to do that because that looks terrible. But once I'm happy and I know it, I'm just going to go ahead and save this. So I'm just going to do File, Export As, and I think it was a JPEG before, right? I think so. So we'll just do Export As JPEG, and JPEG, that's all fine. Save, and there it is right there. Okay, so now I just have to replace this with the other one. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm just going to, oops, you can't see it. Let me pull this up. I'm going to click on this and choose Show in Folder, or if it shows up, if you're using Firefox, it'll show up here. But basically, just go to your Downloads folder so that you can see it. So here's my Downloads folder, and there's my picture. I am just going to go ahead and delete this one, and I'm going to drop this one in there instead. And this is the cropped one, okay? So that is good. We've now made an adjustments, and we used this program, Le Photopea. And what we will do in the next one is do our logo, okay?